whatever drug they were giving this man back in the day when he did Ace Ventura, they found that dealer and gave him an extra dose.
He found that last little pill at the bottom of this bottle. It's been fermenting for the past 25 years. It's all for you.
Yes. You know, I love the way things are just evolving here on this show, man. At first, it was just a video game show. Yeah. Then it got variety. We started talking about movies, and then we started talking about funny stories, and now we're actually reviewing movies here.
Yeah, first time.
When need be. And let me see here. Let me see what we got. So let me see here. Let's go ahead and get into the review for Sonic. Before we do that, I want to give some advice. Hey, look, if you're a CG rodent out there and you need a ride, just call James Marsden, man. He's here for look. Hey, are you an Uber for CG rats?
It's so weird that he's done that so many times.
He's done this, man. If you are a CG rat or rabbit or anything, and you need a ride, just call up this man right. He is a Uber or a Lyft for CGI rodents.
Go-to guy.
Hey, you call?
I'm here.
But that, you would think carpooling with the Easter Bunny be kind of cool. Mm. You know, you get to sit back and learn all the ups and downs and secrets of the job. How he hides all those eggs, and why the are you a rabbit hiding eggs?
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
Where do you get that? Well, that makes no sense. How did you get that gig, man? How you get that job?
Mm-hmm. Good question, Zach.
It's a good question, man. You think that'd be some good conversation, but nah, man. That trip wasn't too fun. Yeah. And to be honest with you, this latest trip that we're about to go on, that looked like that was just gonna be downright horrifying. You know,
gosh. I don't know what they were thinking.
I don't know what the hell they were thinking, man. This abomination, this monstrosity right here.
It is those teeth.
It's those teeth that are those human eyes and those teeth. It's like if you tried to do like those deep fakes.
Yes, you're right.
Like if you took a fucking blue rat and deep faked it with Nicolas Cage or something.
Just a few human features.
Do you remember when we thought that this was like the most horrifying thing that we had seen?
Yes, I do.
And then cats came out.
Oh, that's true. We all forgot about Sonic after that.
Sonic look at, you know what? Sonic would have been fine had cats came out first.
That's true.
People would have been looking at this and would have been like, well, shit, Sonic ain't so bad.
Not that. It could be worse, right?
It could have been a lot worse.
It could be cats.
You gave my man $5 million to go and look handsome. Yeah. That's fine. But that's just looks.
It's true.
Looks aren't everything when it comes to this. We have a whole movie to do here.
Yeah.
So, was that enough? Was $5 million of reconstructive surgery enough to actually make this a good film? Well, that's where I'm going to come in and tell you about it. Now, unfortunately, we did not get a screening for this. I paid my hard-earned $12 to this man.
For those rings, man.
For those rings, some ring-a-lings up in there. And I'm going to be the one giving you the review. Yeah. So, Christopher Juicy Herman, I know you hate this thing.
Oh, I do.
I know you hate Sonic. I don't understand it. But maybe with the review that I have, might turn you around near the end.
Maybe.
I'll make you hate his ass even more.
I'll be like, I told you so.
Yeah. Looking like Sonic. I told ya. I'm motherfucking shit. Ah. Hey, let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer.
Feel my power? They could conquer the universe. You have to help me.
No, I don't.
Okay, let me tell you something real quick because I don't want to forget this. I will say this. I'm not saying I hate the movie. I'm not saying I love it. I'm just saying there's so many times when this goddamn this effect is talking to James Marsden in his home, and that shit looks completely green screen.
It does.
You can tell. I've seen some effects where it's convincing. You can tell that mother is not in that house at all. I mean, just as those little edges, just as sharp as could be against that background.
That's the thing. It just doesn't match the world.
They spent all that money on his face and couldn't get him a goddamn decent green screen. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Just saying. Nothing bad so far. Just putting it out there. I got you.
Like if Sonic was real. Let's just say Sonic was real and he looked like this.
Don't say that, Corey.
Don't
bring that on me.
I'm just saying, even if he existed, this motherfucker has the green screen effects of a YouTuber right here.
Oh my God. Wow.
I'm just saying, look at here. Can you get me some decent green screen stuff? Please. I beg you, sir.
I just thought you might like a latte with steam.
Why? Why is he
Get
dancing?
him, get him, Jimmy.
Jim, can you just dance for us in this scene, Jim? We don't have any lines for you today.
Show him what's up.
Yeah, woo!
Show him what's up, Jimmy C. What's up? Show him your moves.
I just thought you might like a latte with steamed Austrian goat milk.
Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them.
Let me show you how it's done. So should we get out of here?
Yeah.
God, why? Sonic got on my nerves.
Of course he does.
I'm not gonna
He's
even
Sonic.
lie.
That's what he does.
Listen, you got a bias, but let me tell you, and it's not even Sonic's fault all the time. There are moments in here where, and just hear me out, y'all. Just hear me out. There are moments in here where it's not even Sonic's fault. It's just what the script has him doing, man.
Sure.
Because what they do here is that, you know, I always talk about kids' movies and how they just go the lowest common denominator route with the kids' humor.
Yep.
You know, what they do is they always got to bring in the latest trend. Even when some of those trends are going out,
They feel dated
they
themselves.
feel dated. Like there's parts where my man Sonic, he got not once but a couple of times, he got to do the floss and shit. And, you know, and all that.
God.
Yeah, you know, all that shit. He's got to floss.
Right.
That shit is going out too.
It is actually, yeah.
Ain't no kids flossing like that now. You know, they've done this over and over again. Somehow, for some reason, there's old motherfuckers in Hollywood who still think that this shit is cool. And then the other thing is the fart joke.
Oh, I knew it. I knew
We
it.
don't because it happened for no reason, man. No. Sonic just got out of the shower right here, is looking at James Marsden and just lifts his leg up and shows his anus through that little towel right there. I mean, you can't see it, but he could. You know, like, look at, he had a perfect view of that. Look, lifts up that leg for no reason. They just sitting there. He just got out the shower, like and he lifts up that little leg and through that little blue anus, he just lets that. It's like, man, why? You know, I would appreciate if he had lit his fart and like made a trail of fire.
Yeah, shoot rings out of it or something.
Shoot rings out. It's like something. Yeah, have a little ring of fire. Anything, man. But just you just threw it in because, well, hey, man, the kids want that fart.
Yeah.
Not fart. There's just that one fart. And then what happened was we didn't even see him do it. He's like, well, what did you do? And he's like, of course, he's an alien, so he's like, I had what I believe you people call a chili dog, and it's like,
Oh my God.
why are we doing
That's how they
this?
reference his love of chili dogs in this?
Yeah.
Guess,
Okay,
gotcha.
is that where it came from?
That's
He
where it
loved
comes
chili
from.
dogs?
He loves
Okay.
chili dogs, yeah.
Okay, that's why he had to let out the chili dog
it's
farts then.
funny.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, you know what? Me, right? It ties back to the game.
It does.
What do I have to say?
Yeah, you should have known that, Corey, before you went in. You should have played all the
You
Sonic
should have
games
known that.
beforehand. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I did like about the movie and what I did like about Sonic is how they explained his ass, which is no explanation really at all. Oh, they put an origin out there.
Okay.
But they were just,
Fuck it. Whatever.
The beginning of this makes no sense. Maybe to people like me who never really got into Sonic heavy.
Right.
Like if you just played the early games, if you just played this on the Genesis or something.
No, man, I got the origin story. They're telling it right here.
Yeah, he runs after rings, and they pretty much said, well, that's really all we have. So we gotta fill this out some kind of way. Maybe there's Sonic lore somewhere else. I don't know. Like I said, I just played a couple of the games back in the day on the Genesis. I never got into Sonic all that much, but the movie said, "That we got to tie this into the game some kind of way."
Okay.
They said, "All right, we got to tie this into the game some kind of way." So hey, let's get this over with. They give you like a 5-minute intro, and with this intro, so. Now tell me, you know more about Sonic than I do.
I probably do, yeah.
So they start out the movie telling you like with a little Sonic, little kid Sonic, Sonic Jr., little baby, not really baby Sonic, but he's about like the equivalent of 9-year-old Sonic.
Okay.
If we age him in human time.
Sure.
You saw it. He's in the trailer right here. He's from the land of loop-de-loops. He tells you that too. They actually said in the movie, I'm from a land of loop-de-loops.
Oh my God.
Now here's the funny thing. So Sonic is a kid hedgehog from another dimension in the land of loop-de-loops who has the power to run really fast, which we know.
We know that.
We know this already. Now, here's where it gets kind of crazy to me. So you don't see this in the trailer, but in this land of loop-de-loops, he's raised by his owl mama. There's an owl who's just this chick who's an owl who's his mother, and she's raising him. But here's the thing: in this land of loop-de-loops, the natives, they want him for his fast power.
Okay.
And they are, and believe me, they are natives.
Right.
Like they wear leaves and masks and shit. They're dressed up like, you know, those stereotypes of Africans from old movies.
Right.
So they want him for his speed. And Al mom's like, well, this, you gotta get out of here, man. I can't be dealing with you. You know, these people running up here throwing spears at me and all day. So she gives him a bag full of rings, and she takes one and throws it down, and that's how my man right here, he has to leave his land of loop-de-loops and ends up in this little country-ass town of Green Hills. Ooh. And he, by the way, he keeps the bag full of rings.
Sure.
For himself, for emergencies, in case he has to go to another dimension, mainly one that is a land of mushrooms. And I don't know if that's a dig at Nintendo, but he has to go to this land of mushrooms, which he tells you right out, land of mushrooms. Mushrooms suck.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
So
How dare you?
I don't know if he's taking a dig. I'm just telling you what I heard.
That's a dig.
You know, there's no little Italian white man in this movie.
Can't have
little
that.
Italian plumber.
Nintendo will come knocking if that's the case.
But I tell you this much. So, you know, his mama tries to protect him and say, you got to get the fuck out of here. So she gets him out. And so he goes to his land, and he's just bored, man. He says he spends most of the time by himself. So this whole thing of him doing stuff by himself, he decides to go out one night and play all of the positions on the baseball team until he realizes, like, Jesus Christ, this is crazy. You know, I'm losing it so much. I'm playing the whole team of a baseball team. Yeah. You know, the whole position of a baseball team. He's like, you know, no matter how many times I play with myself, y'all know how phrase. No matter I'm still gonna be lonely. And he completely loses his shit and just runs around in a circle. He loses it and causes a power outage in the town. And the government comes in. They just says, well, we don't know what happened, but we know something crazy is going on. And we don't know what it is. And we don't feel like discovering it for ourselves. So let's hire crazy ass Professor Robotnik. And they were like, that psychopath? Him? Oh, but he has 5 PhDs and a bunch of drones. His drone power is better than anybody we've ever seen before. He'll get to the bottom of this, and that is how we start the movie. It's like, man, okay, we didn't, you know, y'all really didn't give a about trying to make this seem like it was plausible at all, which I know it's a talking hedgehog, all right? You know, I'm not looking for it. That's crazy.
That's a lot of stuff at once.
I tell you, man, this land of loops that we got over here, it looks cool.
Yeah,
it almost made me wish that you know, we had kind of done a Sonic movie.
Stayed there.
Yeah, stayed there and done a Sonic movie because, you know, now it's one of these movies where it's like, well, we don't want to pay for all this shit here.
True.
So we're just gonna bring this little ass up into the real world and you know, and save some money and have him hang out with a goddamn human being that we don't have to like spend the CG budget on.
Right.
The reason why he was kind of getting on my nerves is because
he's annoying.
Well, they do the kind of obvious jokes with him, man. You know, there's certain things that they're gonna do, like, you know, you have the visual jokes, which are not so bad, but you know, of course, you expect to see things like he's reading the Flash comic.
Yeah, typical stuff.
Right there, yeah. You know, when somebody puts on speed, he's like, "Oh, this movie's awesome." So there's obvious things like that.
Obvious references. It's like, okay.
But the thing about Sonic is that Sonic is you know, he's just kind of obnoxious, man.
Oh.
Just a little
You don't say.
Sonic is like that hyper friend of yours who thinks they're funny and keeps cracking jokes. And,
I got that. Yeah.
And the last thing they need is to find the table of cocaine at the party. But somehow they found it.
Sets them off.
And they won't shut the up. And that is Sonic. Sonic will not shut up, even when Sonic is by himself. Even when he's hiding his shit, he gives himself away because he can't shut the up.
So he's like ADHD and didn't take his Ritalin?
Yeah,
he's
Ritalin, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
He needs a bottle of Ritalin because he's a coked up ADHD kid. There are moments where he can settle down. And here's the thing, man, he can actually settle down. There are moments where I was like, how come we can't have, inside voice or quiet, settle down,
Quiet Sonic.
Riddling kid Sonic,
Really, Kid Sonic. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
you've had your medication. You kind of settled down. And there are moments when that happens. Him and James Marsden. James Marsden plays the sheriff of this town that finds him.
Right.
Him and James Marsden, they actually have a good back and forth. I mean, it's still written for a kids movie.
Right.
It's still a little on the goofy side, but the voice work is not so rapid. It's not so fast paced. Feels a little bit genuine. I like those scenes. Motherfucker, I'll kill you. You tried to leave me, didn't you?
Even James Marsden's like,
Oh shit! I thought I buried your body. You tried to kill me, didn't you?
"You drown me, you son of a bitch."
Yeah.
So, as I crashed into the cold, dark water of the Pacific, because you shot me.
I know.
You shot me!
All right, I heard you the first
Okay,
time.
you can't blame him, man. He shot him.
I'd
all right?
shoot him
Come on.
too, all right?
Come on, man. You can't blame for getting a little loud right there. Come on
Wow,
now.
okay.
Entirely your
Okay,
fault.
it's entirely my fault. Are you coming?
Yes.
What am I doing?
I know he's like, why am I always giving ride to CG rodents, man?
It's for the money.
He's
It's for the money. It's for that down payment on that new car. Oh, God.
I'd love it if we found out he was giving these rides because these rats and rabbits and shit were giving him sexual favors.
Look at that
You're
face.
like, now you know what you got to do, right? I mean, you want to get to where you go. I'm going to tell everybody you don't suck my
There's that erotic Sonic fan fiction, man. Like I told you.
I know you. Hey, look, you don't blow me. I'm going to tell the government. I'm going to tell everybody. I could take those moments right there, man. And those moments are kind of cool. What bothers me is that, first of all, you can see that and it doesn't happen all the time.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And plus, Sonic when he is talking, it gets to the point where when they're not having these kind of conversations, even if he does get a little loud, they're having a conversation. But when left to the comedy or left to his own devices when he's by himself, he's also like a coked up person who only knows how to talk in sitcom dialogue.
Jesus.
Yeah, is that the whole thing? It's like he's almost like a coke addict who was raised on nothing but TV.
I can see that.
And it comes out really hard when he's like in his, when he's tweaking. Now, at the same time, I know he never shuts up, but I can't hate on him completely.
No, there's something about him.
I can't hate on him completely because
He's got a charm.
early on in the movie, they make it very clear. Early on in the movie, they make it very clear that he ain't got nobody, man. Like, he's lonely. They do establish that. They do make you care for the character so that when he's annoying, even then you're just kind of like, well, shit, man, I get it. You've been losing your mind this whole time.
Sure.
You've been slowly going insane.
Yeah.
So while on the one end, it can grate on your nerves a little bit, it does play into the character.
Okay.
He's been by himself so much that he's losing it.
How long do they really establish? Like months, years?
They don't
Days with him.
Look, they don't tell you how long what the age cycle of an extra dimensional alien hedgehog is.
Fair enough.
They don't tell you that. So I can't tell you how many years have passed. All I know is his little ass got slung into our world when he was a kid, and now I guess he's the equivalent of a grown ass man.
Oh, so that's the, so he was like a little kid by the time he enters our world.
He's
All right.
a little kid, so
Fair
he's
enough.
losing his shit, man.
Okay.
He has not talked to a person for years except for that old man that he messes with.
Now that's interesting. Okay, I didn't realize. I just thought he popped out of there looking like that the entire time.
No.
right.
Look, the beginning doesn't make sense, but they set it up like, hey, we don't need to spend time on this. You don't need to know about this world. Well, you wouldn't know about it anyway if you were here.
Yeah.
So it's a talking hedgehog. Why do you want to know that why there's a talking owl and all this? Why she got
Sure.
dimensional rings? It really doesn't matter. All the kids know is that he uses this in the game, and that's fine. And all we need to know is that ever since he was a wee little hedgehog, a child, he's had no one for companionship.
Okay.
And so you kind of see why he's just he is like he is. Either this is insane or he's just stupid. Because there's so many times. Look, he says, James, you gotta help me. The government is after me. They're gonna kill me, man. And you gotta help me get to safety. You have to help me find my rings. which I'm not going to go through the details, but they dropped on a roof of this skyscraper in San Francisco.
Sure, yeah, establish the conflict. I
Yeah,
got you.
so you got to go help me get my rings on top of this tall ass skyscraper. Why a pigeon hasn't taken that shit? I don't know, but the wind has blown it off. But so you would think like, okay, we're gonna go straight to San Francisco. Just sit in the car, lay low, shut the f up, and we should have no problem. But being that this is another thing that gets me here. This is a road trip movie. Yeah. I don't mind road trip movies, but the only thing that bothers me about road trip movies is that a lot of them have to repeat the same formula, the same tropes.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of these road trip movies, man, they always always find a honky tonk.
All the time.
They always find themselves going in the middle of nowhere and there's a honky tonk or some country ass bar there.
What is it about that? That's just a part of it's like it's just a feature within that subgenre itself. It's so weird to me.
It's a bonding moment. It's a bonding moment that is cheap as fuck, man. Yeah. So I swear to God, these movies, they could be in the middle of Manhattan and they'll find a country backwoods ass honky tonk somewhere that should belong in the swamp. And that's what kind of bothered me about this. But they have to go to a honky tonk because it's only at these country bars and these honky tonks, maybe a biker bar, but it's only at these places where you get a rowdy enough crowd to where you can start a bar fight. You know, they always push the wrong guy.
They do, the big burly guy, the toughest guy in the room.
They always push the toughest guy in the room. He got his boys with him.
Of course.
And here's what gets me. They could have avoided it. They didn't have to do it, but because Sonic has not experienced the world. Oh, James, I haven't done anything. That's his excuse. I'm like, but I have to go do this. It's on my bucket list. I had to go to this honky tonk and piss people off. I had to have a good time with all these strange people that want to kill me.
We don't like your kind here, hedgehog.
And they do that.
Of course they do.
The funny thing is that they go to this honky tonk. There's no real consistency here. Yeah. There are moments when people will see this hedgehog and they'll be like, they look at him like, oh, but then
the natural reaction.
The natural reaction. And then they go up into a bar where he's wide open like this, and then people won't say shit. Man, you know what they'll do? They'll come up and they'll be like, we don't like your kind here. And they're like, here you go. What kind? Hipsters. Mother. That's not it. That's an alien. That is a talking blue hedgehog.
And that's a joke.
That's a joke.
Jesus.
I mean, they linger on it too.
Oh, I'm sure.
His whole excuse was he told the waitress, "Oh, this is a 40-year-old man with a skin condition." Oh. Okay, right.
Yeah,
That's a hell of a deformity right there. Wow. Man, that coronavirus is going strong. Out of all of this, the main one who should be telling him, get the out of here, is saying, you know what? Go have fun. James Marsden, he's like, let's go in. You don't want to put this hat and this shirt on you. Nobody's going to know the difference.
This one time.
Just this one time. Yeah. This urgent mission that we're on to get you to find your extra dimensional ring so that you don't have to be killed by the government. Oh, but let's go to this honky tonk where people, they hate black people. Just think what they're going to think about a goddamn blue hedgehog in there. Yeah. Let's go there and take a break. Let's just like a little sidetrack. James Marsden sitting up there doing what white dads do. Oh, you talk. Oh, you little scamp. Instead of saying, shut the up and sit down. Shut up. You're gonna get us both killed. Because they're trying to kill both of them.
Yeah.
Dr. Robotnik's on that ass, so he's gonna kill both of them. Dr. Robotnik broke into James Marsden's house and said, I will kill you right here, and no one will even know you existed.
Okay, now that's amazing.
When you are a blue CG dimensional traveling hedgehog, yes, and you get upstaged by a real life cartoon. When a human being can upstage a blue alien hedgehog, that's some talent for your ass right there, man. That is amazing. Jim Carrey with his crazy ass is Dr. Robotnik, man. I gotta give it to Jim Carrey. Now, see, this is his moment where he just straight up just said, you know what? He says, after all these years of trying to be an artist,
Serious actor.
a serious actor,
Dramatic actor.
There you go. No, and you know what? And the guy is.
He is.
Let me
No, he's
see
very
here.
talented.
No, he's. Let me just say this, y'all. The guy is Jim Carrey is an amazing actor, man. Jim Carrey, and I just want to let everybody know that Jim Carrey really is an amazing actor. And because I'm not trying to make fun of him, because it'll be real easy to go in and talk about him. But one of my, and it sounds like I'm being sarcastic, one of my favorite movies of his is what everybody will say, which is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. If you haven't seen this, he's amazing in it.
Here at Lacuna,
that's a dark role for him, and I even hear that he's really good in another dark role, which is that show Kidding on Showtime.
I watched the first season. It's very good.
No, I hear it's very good, and the guy is an amazing actor, but he's looking at y'all and it's like, you know what, F it, man, I'm doing all this. I'm trying to be a thespian. You sons of bitches want this.
Mascot of the Miami Dolphins has been kidnapped.
Alrighty then.
And he's on the case of a lifetime.
You want wacky Carrey. Yeah. Alrighty then.
Listen, pet dick.
Just can't do it, Captain. I do it half the time.
They just let him off the leash and said, Jim, go at it. And they just filmed it for the last 4 hours. And they cobbled that movie together.
You could almost look at this as Ace Ventura, who's gotten older and now hates animals.
Oh, that makes sense. He had a really bad experience, yeah.
He's lost his mind. The character's not really inspired. I mean, he's a mad scientist.
Yeah,
What do mad scientists want to do with aliens? They want to dissect them.
Yes.
So there's nothing much to the character. So that's why I got to give it to him, because it's like, all right, you're taking this video game character, which has not much to him.
He is nothing, yeah.
And
wants to conquer the world. That's his thing.
And that's the thing. He wants to conquer the world, man. But let me tell y'all something about Jim Carrey. When Jim Carrey, this is why he's such a great actor. Again, not joking. He's such a great actor because he fully commits to what he's doing. This motherfucker, he's treating this like he's about to get an Oscar.
That's good.
He is so funny in this, man, just because, I'm sorry that I know he wants to go off and do other things, but a lot of people going to be like, man, this movie's not that great, but this is some good prime Jim Carrey right here.
We love that goofy shit, Jim. Keep doing it.
Love that goofy shit. The movie lets him, they know they got Jim Carrey, so they just take the opportunity to just make it weird.
Good.
People, there is a dance number in this movie that is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. It is a dance number complete. It's complete with a T-Rex, man.
T-Rex.
It's a dance number here, complete.
Is it that scene? Is it that
it's
scene?
That
scene
right
just evolves,
there.
Gets
it's
crazy.
A T-Rex that bites his head off.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
Whatever drug they were giving this man back in the day when he did Ace Ventura, they found that dealer and gave him an extra dose.
He found that last little pill at the bottom of this bottle. It's been fermenting for the past 25 years. It's all for you.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So Jim Carrey actually is fun in this, man.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, if you like Jim Carrey from back in the day, that's what you're having here. I wish him much success in his other endeavors as a painter, as a serious actor. I want to see him do that, but I have to say, man, he's really funny in this.
Brings this back a little bit. Classic Jim Carrey. That's good.
Yeah. He's obnoxious a little bit too, but
that comes with it though.
Yeah.
Not as obnoxious as Sonic, though, I imagine, right?
No.
That's good.
No.
I'm not as bad as him.
There are times they're trying to outdo each other.
Oh my God. Jim Carrey trying to out-cartoon a cartoon. That's something I want to see. All right. I'm curious now.
Yeah, he's kind of got him beat, man. I ain't saying,
So trying to upstage me. I think not.
Sonic Alien Hedgehog ain't got nothing on this man, this human man right here. They have some really inspired action scenes in this film for a Sonic movie, and they do take advantage of not only his speed but also his dimension traveling powers. There's moments in here where they have a chase where he's literally globetrotting. He's traveling the world in the middle of this the dance. He was right in the middle of this chase with Dr. Robotnik. Like he's going to all different parts of the world, the Great Wall and things like that. And actually, that's pretty cool. However,
it's not enough.
Well, they pull up Superman, where they destroy the out of San Francisco. Man, they are blowing up buildings. And you look at this just like with Superman. It's like you killed people.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I know it's fun.
No, I mean they blew up a bus in the middle of the street. There was at least a bus driver in there. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like, man, there's again action with no consequence. They're in the middle of rush hour traffic in San Francisco, and and Dr. Robotnik is blowing the hell out of that.
I guess it kind of makes sense, man. He's been on his own the entire time. He's like, I don't care about these people.
Yeah,
I haven't interacted with anyone. I'm numb. I'm numb. So
yeah,
I buy it.
You're not my people. So fans of Sonic are going to be are probably going to like this. I look at the character. What are you gonna say?
No. I was just gonna say it's like, based on everything you're describing, I don't know if that would be the case. If they're including this type of humor with him and making those types of references that just feel so outdated, I don't know. I don't think that's even. Maybe they'll get a little annoyed by that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just assuming, but.
Well, I'm looking at some of the things that they do, and fans of the comic will. Of the game, they'll like it because they'll know all the references.
Sure.
They give you explanation for things, like the origin of the red shoes right there.
Okay.
They give you the origin of the red shoes.
They're Han Soloing it right now. How he got his gun, how he got his name, how he got his ship.
They tell you where those sneakers came from, man.
I've always wanted to know where the red sneakers came from.
For all of you who wonder, like, how did he get those red sneakers? The movie tells you. But you know what's weird? They never tell you where those gloves came from.
Nah, man, those came. He was born with those on.
Are those grafted onto your hands? Are those actually your hands? Are you a butler? Are you a germaphobe?
I don't know.
Are you a house Negro? What's going on? If you're gonna explain the shoes, explain the gloves.
Yeah.
Because he's in a land that's all native and tropical, and he's got those goddamn gloves on. It's funny because when you watch this, you can understand that design now.
Yep.
You can be like, all right, they were actually making him an alien creature.
Oh, clearly.
So yeah, so it's like if people had seen the movie, I can understand like getting good faith on the audience so you can get more profit.
I get it, yeah.
But I think if people had seen the movie, that design probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal.
And this design, I guess, makes more sense for the world itself.
You know what? I hate to be the one to tell you.
Oh my God!
I don't want, man. I hate because the design they have right now, as far as being a Sonic fan, for Sonic fans. I'm not saying I'm a Sonic fan. It's accurate.
Yes,
and that's what they want. But that probably would have worked better.
Wow.
As far as making sense out of everything that they do,
because
there's a goddamn owl that looks like an owl. It looks like an animal.
So they didn't even change the design of the other creatures?
No!
Oh my God!
Kind of, but they have this. But then you get then you got
a realistic owl.
So you get this that would have been fine, but now you got this. Now you got this goddamn cartoon character with white gloves talking about memes, and that probably would have made. I'm not saying it would have been better, overall, but as far as what they wanted for the story,
sense for the world itself.
It would have made more sense for the story. That look.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's certain things that I think are missed opportunities, or things maybe they'll do next when they get the money. Definitely would have loved to have seen what they've done with his own world.
Yeah.
Instead of going to Earth, because when you get to Earth, it looks just like any other quickly made family film. It's pretty flat. Mm-hmm. And I'm using that term a lot lately, but it's just, again, it's a well-made studio movie, not a well-made artistic endeavor. It's funny because it's a movie where you can tell where they spent the money, and you can tell where they did not spend the money. When they go into this honky tonk right here and whatnot, it's okay. We trim around the edges here.
Yeah.
When we have to blow up the city and do a climactic showdown, then they've got it. And then there's some scenes where the shots look a little cheaper. But, there's certain movies out there that have done it better. Mm-hmm. And it's because they know how to do the right thing with that. And that is like Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu worked because they created a world where those characters fit in.
They did.
So they
exactly.
did not stand out as much.
You're right.
So this is not on that level. You know, this is something where we are pretty much a kid's movie. We're just trying to be a sweet-natured, fun-loving, easygoing kids film. And I can't really criticize it hard for that because, you know, it does work on that level. I was laughing at some parts. And as I said, Ben Schwartzman, who does Sonic, not as annoying as I thought it would be once I understood what the character was going through and whatnot.
Sure. I mean, he's just reading the dialogue that he's given at the end of the day. So.
You know, overall, it's just like, man, there's some lazy writing that's going on. I thought could be better. Of
course.
Where I get the feeling that, okay, you know what, this is a kids movie, so we don't have to like go this far with the story.
Mm-hmm.
This is adequate. Well, I know that there are a lot of Sonic fans that are going to probably get what they want. I was at the theater and there was when I went back in to catch, I missed some of the beginning to let me back in to catch another screening where I could catch the first 15. And I went up there to ask the manager, and the girl was like, is it fun? Is it good? And I'm talking about like a 21-year-old girl who's asking me this. And I'm just like, all right, so this obviously has its fan base, not just the kids either.
No question.
So me not being a huge Sonic fan and you know, just coming in as a casual viewer, I give it a high rental, man.
High rental?
Yeah, high rental, man. It's, and, you know, I mean, it's a matinee for the kids, of course, and the fans out there. But I'm looking at this as a movie too, and that's like, yeah, there's some place. Look, all these cliches that you got in here. Yeah. If you would just remove some of those, and just taken a little more of an extra step to make that just a little bit more creative,
a little bit more effort,
just a little bit, just a tiny step, that much. A little bit. Yeah. Then we would have been fine.
Cool.
We would have probably had a matinee movie. But as it stands right now, it's a high rental. Not as bad as everybody thought it was going to be.
Okay, fair
Not at all. Not at all. Great for the kids out there.
Sure, I'm sure it is.
So yeah, you know, it's stupid as
yeah.
But hey, it's Sonic. You know.
It's Sonic.
But over here on DTmerch.com, we got the size that fits all, man. We got all that toasty goodness for different body shapes over there. We don't discriminate against anyone for that classic black tee with the white logo. We know it's in demand. We know who are we to deny people that toasty goodness like that? Many sizes. If you got a big ass body, that means you got big ass feet. We can fit those too with those slides that we have right there. Got a big ass head too. Hey, we can fit that too.